Welcome to Panther Games. If you're listening on audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify, links are in the bio below.
Feel free to leave a review and let us know what you guys thought, and if there's any ways we can improve, or if there's anything you guys just want to hear more of. Enjoy the episode, guys.
Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 22nd episode of Panther Talks.
Hello.
And I did that by memory. Ha!
My goodness.
I know, right? I'm actually kind of impressed with myself on this one. Yeah, I'm spot on as well. So, you know, Will, how we spoke about last week? We spoke about quite a bit of 6 Days in Fallujah. Now, during that episode, I kind of anticipated TikTok taking us down for discussing 6 Days in Fallujah. Kind of expected it.
Probably coming, I guess.
Yeah, controversial game. Kind of expected it. They reinstated it after they took it down. But I did not expect them to take down our TikTok about the different game showcases on. I'm still very confused about that. I don't really understand how discussing about what game showcases are coming out this year and what they're possibly going to be on being against community guidelines.
It's TikTok, man. Nobody really understands how they work. Nobody really understands their goals either.
That's very fucking true.
They just sort of popped up one day, and now everyone uses it.
Pretty much. You know, I still know 3 people that don't use it.
I mean, let's be honest. They might not use it, but it's still probably in their everyday lives.
Oh yeah, it's like me. I didn't use it, and you and bloody my other half sent me videos all the time, which eventually kind of forced me to start using it. So either way, you eventually end up there.
Yep. No matter what, it gets you. And once it's got a hold of you, it pulls you in until you suffer.
That is fucking true. So, about the game showcases as well that have been going on over the past couple of days, there were a few announcements, Will, that actually meant something.
I've one that meant something to me. Might not to
what's
you,
that?
You're an asshole, but you know.
Ouch. What was it then?
It seems like they're finally releasing Alpha 21 for 7 Days to Die.
Oh yes, I remember you saying that.
There's the guy that I watch play it. Well, he uploads videos on YouTube, and he uploaded a video for Alpha 21, and they're releasing, I believe, experimental build on Monday. Hopefully, they say they hope to do Monday, but I'm hoping they stay to that, which is after the streamer weekend for it.
That'd be quite interesting then.
I'm looking forward to that. I've been waiting a long while, considering I have 1.8k hours killing zombies.
Oh, I know. I mean, while you were around here, you kept saying, "Yeah, they're supposed to be releasing it during this month," and nothing.
Yeah,
you were quite annoyed about that.
Very much.
What a good time.
Yeah, they say expect a public experimental to follow sometime Monday afternoon, June 12th.
Very nice.
So I actually misread that. I thought they were saying they hope to release an experimental build. They say expect it. So I will be very happy boy.
Fantastic. Well, from the actual live streams, there were some announcements that I feel like are worth covering. So they gave us a release date for Spider-Man 2, but only the PS5 release, because it's probably going to be a couple of years till we get a PC variant.
Yeah, it'll be a long while.
Yeah, we expect that. And ironically, I saw the same people who complain that PS5 games don't sell as well, saying their usual thing of, well, just buy a PS5 if you want to play it, and then wonder why they don't sell as well. Because quite a few people will buy a PS5 and then they don't see a point in repurchasing it. As well as that, they are releasing a new Prince of Persia game. Ubisoft, of all people, after all these years, I'm kind of shocked. It doesn't look very good.
Oh, I mean, I suppose that suits the theme of 2023.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. Uh, they're re they're making a new Sonic game based in the 2D version that made Sonic as popular as it was.
Interesting.
That basically it's just like they've updated the graphics and made it so you can play with three other people. As basically one person plays Sonic, another plays Amy, and the other two play either
Tails and Knuckles.
they're the ones.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
that's pretty much like the major changes it looks like they've made. But bringing it all to modern graphics, it looked quite nice to be honest. I was quite impressed.
It'll be interesting to see like a side by side comparison of
Oh,
the old
100%.
one and the new one, just to
Well, I
really
mean,
like get a feel for the difference.
in the actual trailer for it, they actually showed Sonic running between like the old graphic style to the new one. It's like a split screen. He ran
Ah,
across.
that's cool.
It was good to see, to be honest. And just before it ended, they showed the villain. It wasn't Eggman in this case; it was someone else, and he was still in the retro style. And it showed him just as he was about to cross, and they cut off.
Ooh,
Really good way to build some suspense, actually, on that one.
definitely.
But no, it was really interesting to see that. That was yesterday's showcases, though. There wasn't really
Yeah.
anything major, if I'm brutally honest. As sad as it is to say, some people will have found some cool things. I know my other half saw something called Lies of P, which they've been waiting for a long time. Looks like a Dark Soulsy game based on kind of like Pinocchio's story, but in like a really dark form. Seems
Hmm.
kind of intriguing. Um, but other than that, there wasn't really anything major. Today's I haven't got around to watching, so I will be watching those tonight. And then tomorrow we've got the big Xbox showcase, in which I just saw an article before starting this saying, "Let's hope Xbox have learned from Sony's and other gaming shows' blunders over the past couple months." Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. You are a very hopeful little chap, aren't you? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things move forward from here.
Yeah. So we'll just wait and see if we get any improvements over the second half of the year as well, in terms of
Exactly.
releases.
But as always, I do have a few bits for us to cover today. A few articles that I think have been quite interesting throughout the week.
Yeah, you were actually telling me you were very happy with the things you found for this week. You had a lot for us.
Ironically, most of it came from Twitter. I'm quite surprised.
I feel terrified.
You know what? I felt the same until I realised it was actually reasonable stuff. And that shocked me, to be honest with you. But I've got to say, I don't like Metro.
You don't like?
Metro, you know, the news site.
Yeah.
Because
It took me a second to think about that because it's like there's nothing wrong with the Metro games.
no, Metro game's phenomenal. Metro
Absolutely love
itself,
them.
fuck that. I did hear a
Mm.
rumor, by the way. I can't confirm this at all. I've got no actual sources on this one, but I heard a rumor that they might be trying to make a Metro VR game.
Well, that'd be terrifying.
That's what I was thinking. It would be very interesting, though.
I would like,
Yeah.
honestly, even if they just made like the first one into VR. The first one, honestly, is probably the scariest because you're mostly in the actual metro.
Oh
Like the
yeah,
rest of them feel like you go above ground a lot more.
yeah, I'd agree with that. But did you ever watch the film Ready Player One?
I did, yes, quite liked it.
Yeah. Do you remember the scene where they're talking about if we have the ownership of this, we could technically get so much of the screen to be advertisements without inducing seizures?
Jesus.
That is what I imagine Metro.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see my screen on Discord, but it's a
I can see
mess.
the page you have opened up. Yeah, there's just ads everywhere.
Yeah, and it's all the same ad.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I don't like that. Sorry to go on like a bit of a tangent there before even getting to the article, but Jesus Christ, someone needs to work on this crap. Gaming would be so much better without a PlayStation and Xbox. Readers feature. The best part about this, the reader clearly uploaded this quite late, 3 a.m. our time. A reader is frustrated with Sony and Microsoft's recent conduct and suggests everyone would be better off switching to PC. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but considering the people that are based on these platforms at times, I don't think that's a good thing.
No, if you're a casual gamer, I think you should stay. You should go to console.
Oh, 100%.
Like, if you've put a lot more time into gaming and want to, and you want to see like a far better performance and graphical siding to play with, then definitely go to PC.
100%.
Just be prepared for the bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we were discussing a couple of weeks ago about like hackers and things. And people complain a lot about PC because that's all they think about when it comes to us. But the thing is, to be honest, unless you're playing games like Rust, the chances of falling into a lobby in a multiplayer shooter with a hacker are quite slim. A lot of people aren't willing to listen to that fact, but it is quite true. The chances of most everyday people coming across them in regular lobby games for multiplayer shooters, very slim. Now, if you're playing something like Rust, a survival game that's quite competitive, sadly you get to see hundreds and no one doing anything about it because they're earning fuck tons of money from them. So,
Yep.
well, let's see what this interesting individual has got to say. To read the gaming news lately, you'd assume that the video games industry was run by a bunch of idiots. I like they've keeping the language so just basic. To be honest, you'd think that most of the time, but the last year or so, it just seems like a clown army has take over and is doing exactly the opposite of what is sensible. Sony seems to have decided that the fast route to success is to do nothing and say nothing, with Microsoft following suit while simultaneously proving that being rich doesn't mean you're smart. Fucking hell. Their plan for the $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard didn't seem to account for the idea that someone might actually try to stop them. Their arguments in favour of the deal have been embarrassingly silly, especially the bizarre idea that only they would finally allow 150 million Nintendo Switch owners to buy that copy of Call of Duty they've not been so desperate for. The whole situation is madness, especially as it has opened up the whole question about whether exclusives are fair and what goes into securing the third-party ones. You can see the various government bodies around the world starting to question whether their whole walled garden approach is reasonable for any device, which is going to be a huge own globally for both Sony and Microsoft. I've not heard someone say someone's been owned for a long time. This guy's definitely older and a bit illiterate. Frankly, they're both stupid and their recent conduct makes me very glad I'm a PC gamer. But Microsoft don't really have exclusives anymore. They all just kind of go to PC as well. So
yeah,
I'm not...
especially with your Game Pass being available on PC now.
Exactly. I don't really think he took that into consideration. Also, it wasn't really... This bit about their argument being in favour of the deal being silly and the bizarre idea that they finally allow 150 million Switch owners to buy Call of Duty, I feel like that's a bit of a failed argument because they're two contrary points. They basically did that to show that they'd be happy to give Call of Duty to anyone, including Sony, for a set amount of time. They are not bothered by that. And they know they'd lose more money if they didn't do this sort of thing. Putting it onto Switch, allowing it on PlayStation, brings in more money for Activision Blizzard, aka bringing money for Xbox. It would be the logical thing. So I don't really think this guy's nailing his points. I think I'm fairly unusual for a PC gamer, as I didn't get into it just to have better graphics, but because the whole thing seemed much more cost effective. The hardware can be slowly upgraded over time, and all the games are cheaper, with much better sales than you seem to get on consoles. This is very true. It is a very cost-effective way to play if you're planning to still be playing quite a few years down the line. Because you can build a PC as slowly as you want or as quickly as you want with the parts that you can afford at that time. It does not need to be a quick move into it. Once you've got a base set up, it's up to you how you go from there. So it's not really much of an issue in that regard. And the sales wise, if you've never heard of the spring, summer, or winter sale, Jesus, you're missing out. That thing is mental. The amount of games that you can get for like 60 quid is just crazy. Considering that's the price usually of a full game. And you can get probably about 6 or 7 if you're lucky.
And that's not mentioning third-party websites.
Oh, yeah. That you definitely shouldn't use because it does affect game industries. Because, you know, all of them definitely deserve our money. Activision Blizzard. Cough, cough. After a while, though, I began to realise the other benefit. For one, the lack of any one company being in charge, like Microsoft or Sony, is a huge bonus. It's not only what keeps the game price down, but it means you don't have to have the constant cringy boasts about being the best. This is about being the best or the best that.
I think he's meant to say being the best of this or the best of that.
I believe so. That's the thing. A lot of people must think I talk in such a weird way because I take about 5 seconds to reread everything. Sometimes the people who write these articles...
You also just straight up change words and continue reading. It's very confusing. But at
the
same
reason
time, it makes sense because it's still saying it the same way because of how the English language is.
Yeah, the reason I'll switch words at times is just because I kind of correct it in my head and move forwards. And at other points, it's because I've just misread it. But then you get times like this where the author just cannot write for shit, and I'm just trying to make sense of it. While making the kind of moronic moves I've described above. I'm actually having to disagree again. Because, you know, it was a very long time in between the last one. There is a company in charge of PC, depending on, let's say, operating system. Linux, correct, you'll get away with that. But Mac and Windows, you're either under Microsoft or you're under Apple. If you play mostly on Steam, you're under Valve. If you play mostly on GOG, you're under CDPR. So on and so forth. Many different launchers, but you'll be under plenty of them. Don't get me wrong, you've got plenty of choice with the launchers, but you're not going to get everything in every place. The most common place that everyone's going to be on is Steam. So most people would definitely be under Valve.
But then you do have the odd few games where you do have to change launcher.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm happy that they've started just linking them straight together, so you click play on one, it'll immediately log you in and load it up. You remove that whole layer of interface between you and the game, and there's something constantly inventing new peripherals or console models to fleece you of your money. Oh, and there's not someone okay. So, removing a layer of interference and also not needing a new peripheral or console model every couple months. An argument has been made about PC gaming for a long time that basically it is cost effective in comparison to consoles. My main reason, honestly, for switching to PC from console, and this is the actual truth, my last console ever was a PlayStation 3. It was the last one I actually fully played on. And the reason...
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your reason for switching, Will? Because I've never actually inquired properly.
I've always wanted to be on PC, mate. I just didn't have the option.
I
And
can
you know
understand.
why? Because of where I was.
Yeah. See, for me, I switched from PS3 when they announced that for the PS4 it would be paid online.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit. That's a joke.
Now, my thought and the reason I did this is because I knew I could pick up a really cheap PC for about £200 to £300, which is less than my console at the time, and it wasn't as good, nowhere near. And I did not have games for it for a while. It took me a while to actually start building games, and it was kind of sad. But I really enjoyed the days of starting off and actually just playing free-to-play games with all my friends on Skype originally, and then eventually Discord came along a couple of years ago, and all that boomed. It was wonderful, great times. But I switched because of the paid online, and because in my head it was that's going to be a constant monthly or yearly payment. And with my family's money worries, it's a lot better for me to just get a device and I can just play without having to worry about that. And that's what I did. And honestly, I never looked back once I started. And once I started getting my own income and upgrading my PC and stuff like that, it's been great. I still love it for that reason. There are no subscriptions. Online is free on PC. Exactly what we just covered. And
Yep.
you're not treated as an open wallet by a company that just sees you as an undiscerning groupie to be exploited. To be honest, to an extent, I would agree with that.
I mean, given the tabs you have open, I can see that our next discussion will go over that and the comment you just made.
Yeah, I will actually have to push that point. It is not just console platforms that treat you as a groupie to be exploited, it is also developers. Well,
Yeah.
it's not really the developers, it's the people above the developers. As far as I'm concerned, gaming would be better if there was no consoles at all, or at least no PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo can carry on doing their own thing. The whole point of consoles was that they were relatively inexpensive game machines where everyone was using the same machine and having the same experience, which could often be superior to PC. Would just like to quickly cover, Nintendo are one of the worst bloody companies out there for consumer basis, and especially the shit they pull with their fans. Not a big fan of that. Inexpensive game machines, yeah, that's fair. Everyone having the same experience, pretty much, yeah. And often be superior to a PC. Depends on the bloody port, personally, and that can be always 50-50, and it's not always up to the developers. But
That's honestly what they've said there has actually made me have a thought. The amount of money that a console player ends up putting in now because you have to pay for online, the prices of games and stuff and all that, and all these pluses and golds that you can buy for extensions.
yeah,
Like the amount of money they end up spending, you may as well just fucking get a PC because you'd probably spend less in total.
oh yeah, no, you're 100% right.
And if you've bought like every console that's came out, you've paid probably more than you would need to pay to have like not necessarily a high end PC, but definitely a very minimum decent.
Oh yeah, 100% on that one. But the other thing about it, I find, that keeps a lot of people off PC is the knowledge gap, or at least having a friend who's capable to understand how a PC works and what you need to look at for specs.
Rory.
Thanks, mate. But what I don't understand about a lot of it is there is always YouTube there that can help you to understand what specs roughly to go for.
YouTube and Google.
Yeah, YouTube and Google. It's a massive way to do it. And I will put this out there now. PC Part Picker. Use it. If you want to build a PC from scratch, phenomenal tool.
Actually, I'm thinking about it even more now. If you bought this gen of console and last gen, so either the PS4 and 5 or the Xbox, was it the Xbox One and then
Series
what
X.
else? I don't know what names they're doing anymore.
It's
If
the
you
Series
bought
X.
if you bought the two generations, you've probably the money combined for just the consoles alone is probably the price for a decent PC.
Probably.
If not, even better.
But then you've got to also look at external hard drives, which the reason I actually have to bring that up is because for the PS5 and the Series X/S, it is a case of basically you've got to get like a really fast M.2 sort of external to plug into the back of your device. Makes it an internal in the end, but yeah, you got to buy them separate and they can cost a couple £100.
This is for console you're talking about?
Yep.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing, mate.
What the fuck?
You know how you can still just use a typical, USB storage, regular HDD, but it just doesn't work as well as it should.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Oh, it is.
So now the arguments that would typically be the common argument is of PC like being so expensive to get all the parts and constantly upgraded. The amount of money they would have spent by now, you could have had a good PC.
Oh yeah, but they're not willing to look at that.
And then it would last a lot longer than a couple of years when another console comes out and you have to spend even more than the last one. I don't even want to think about the prices of the next console when it comes out, dude. It's going to be wild.
If they manage to keep it around the same price, I'll be very shocked. But let's just quickly look at the rest of this article because we've only got 5 paragraphs left. So we'll give us final verdict after I've read all the way through this. Now, though, there are multiple models which come with the PS5 Pro and the Xbox equivalent, and rather than unique pieces of hardware, a console nowadays is basically just a low-spec PC in a box. There's nothing a console can do that a PC can't, but the opposite is not true. There are only 2 problems with gaming on PC, and the first is cheats in multiplayer. I don't know how you stop that since since crossplay means everyone is now playing together, this isn't actually a problem unique to PCs. The other issue is the terrible state of AAA PC releases lately, where everything is broken at launch. That's also been happening on console more and more, but if PC was the only major format, publishers would be forced to make more of an effort, so that problem would quickly go away. PC gaming is cheaper, high quality, and offers much more freedom and control of your games. There are no disadvantages to owning a PlayStation or Xbox, with all their exclusives now available on PC, and as long as they work properly at a better quality. I'm not suggesting any of this is actually going to happen, but in my opinion, it would be better for everyone if it doesn't happen, then can we at least get someone sensible in charge of Microsoft and Sony so they stop embarrassing us and gaming in general. Now, I don't know about you, Will, but I came across like 5 issues in this entire thing. So, I kind of agree with this. The unique pieces of hardware, a console nowadays is just a low-spec PC in a box. There's nothing a console can't do that a PC can, but... there's nothing a console can do that a PC can't, but the opposite is not true.
You You had
Yeah.
me real fucked up in the head there trying to figure that one out.
Same. Obviously, that is correct. For example, right now I'm sat on my PC. I am recording a video. You're able to see my screen. I've got 2 monitors hooked up. I'm able to pull up the internet. I'm able to pull YouTube up. All that stuff. You can do some of it. The recording element and the video editing, though, less so. It's due to the extra effort that you can put in and the extra steps that you can really pull off. That's why a lot of people go to PC, because there's so much more than just gaming.
Not even that. When you're doing something as simple as we're doing, it's very easy to do anything
yeah.
in terms of that. Like with the freedom of a mouse, you can so quickly move around to the things you need and click on whatever you want.
Oh yeah,
Whereas,
sorry, let me just put my DPI up to full.
All right, relax, man. But then, as you were saying as well, you have in your second monitor, you can like pull things up off screen and then drag them on instead of like having to show that you're struggling to find whatever it was you were looking for.
Yeah.
That like came to mind or whatever.
It is a lot easier, honestly. And considering I can just basically pull up Discord, yank it across, put it back, so on and so forth. If anything needs to be there, I can do that quickly. It's nothing major that I'm losing. I'd then like to just address his points about cheats in multiplayer. Yes, I will admit PC is bad for cheats on multiplayer. But, and this is the part that I'm getting kind of annoyed about hearing, the amount of console players that have been cheating in games for years that they refuse to bring up, it's dumb. There are so many people out there with jailbroken consoles that have hacks on them for games. You can't just always blame PC.
I remember before PS4, the next like PS4 and Xbox One came out, dude. It was all about getting jailbroken PS3s and stuff.
Kernel exploit. Able to actually seemingly open homebrew apps, etc., etc. Jailbreak exploits and hacks. Now I wonder, can I do the exact same for PS5? Oh look. Only partially on this one, but still doable. And that's the thing. A lot of people aren't really that happy to hear about it and listen to it, but it happens.
That it does.
The terrible state of AAA releases, that is true. I just have to admit that without any shadow of doubt.
It's not just the AAA releases, it's everything at the minute.
I mean, there's been some indie games.
Yeah.
Burning Ambivalence, for example, that was relatively...
99% of things.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if it's a AAA game that's in the same state, that's even worse.
AAA, you got no chance.
It's not just AAA,
Actually,
which is sad to see.
There was one good game this year, that Hi-Fi Rush. That was a game I really enjoyed that came from a AAA dev that actually played well and didn't have any issues.
Wow, we had one.
Yeah, we had one all year. It came from Xbox.
That's it. That's our one. We don't get any more.
That explains everything. Also been happening on consoles. Yep, completely true. No advantage to owning a PlayStation or Xbox with all their exclusives now available on PC. That is incorrect. We're still waiting for exclusives from PC. There are some, but there's not all of them. Don't try and make a claim that's complete when it's not. But the last bit is correct. As long as they work properly, it will also be at a better quality.
A much better quality.
Yeah.
If you have the specs for a higher refresh rate too, it makes it look even better.
Oh, it looks stunning. But that's all I've really got to say on that issue. So, Will, your favourite topic today?
Yeah, me and I were talking about this.
We were. This is the entire reason we have this.
Yeah, we were in sheer disbelief of what you were reading out to the both of us.
It's gonna be fun. Now Diablo 4 is out in the wild, the true horror of its costly microtransactions has revealed itself. Burn a hole in your wallet! Yay! No, I'm miserable. So, Diablo 4 launched properly on June 6th, and now all players can see how pricey its microtransactions are.
Before we start this, we should point out we are glad the game seems to be doing absolutely brilliantly, and it actually seems like it's going well
Oh,
with
100%.
minimum to no issues, which is great to hear because I was really looking forward to playing this game. However, the topic we're about to cover is what has really killed my love for this game.
Yeah, it's kind of made Will a bit slumpy in regards to it, and
It
it's kind
has
of sad.
greatly upset me, to put simply.
Yeah, but we should cover nonetheless, as
Absolutely.
sad as it is. So, since the game is released, and just remember, this is a $70 game, or is it £60 for us, Will?
£60 for base version, £90 for whatever they call the best version. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so take that into consideration. $70 or £60 for the cheapest, £90 or probably $100 for the most expensive. So, it's available now. However, the in-game shop has become a bit of a talking point, shall we say. Now, I should probably add to this. There are multiple different things about the in-game shop. You've got the cosmetic section, where basically you have to use an in-game premium currency. You've got the add-ons, which is a just straight-up purchase with real-world money. And then you got platinum, which is the actual in-game microtransaction currency, the premium currency. And then you have your battle pass. So we're going to cover this entirely. It's not going to be a nice topic.
Nope.
Diablo's 4 shops only sells cosmetic items, which is good news. We were happy to hear that. No gameplay affecting items up for sale. Yet, yes, that is true.
Diablo Immortal, the awful mobile game they decided to release, has game affecting purchasable items with real world money, as I talked to you about briefly.
Yeah, that is true, actually. So, well, that is very much good keeping and in keeping with promises Blizzard had made before launch. The pricing of some of these cosmetics have raised eyebrows. So, take the Triun Apostate armor set, for example. It weighs in at 2,500 platinum. Now, this premium currency for 2,500 platinum will cost you £21 or $25. Plus, you get 300 platinum free, if you want to call it that. You're making a purchase, you're not getting anything free. So that's £21 or $25 for that single outfit set. Then you got an add-on here, which is £6.39 just for a horse. It seems.
Yeah, that's a single item.
Yeah, single thing, single cosmetic. And then you got to pay 1,500 platinum, or £13 nearly, for a horse skin. Now, the reason I scrolled past all this, because pretty much everyone's just baffled as to why it's costing so much, but this is the bit I wanted to get down to. If you wanted to buy all the cosmetics currently available on the shop, you're looking at spending hundreds of dollars or pounds. One Redditor has actually worked it out and came up with $357 to get everything in the most cost-effective way possible.
That is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, that's just saving everything in basically the best way possible.
This game is 4 days old now.
Yeah.
And even on the very first day, probably you'd be looking at the game at a base version of £60 or $70, and yet on that first day, if you decided to say screw it and buy everything, you would have ended up paying either probably around £300, just over, or $360 for a game
Yeah. And
on day of release.
the other part that worries me, though, Will, is this bit here. Shop
Yeah.
refresh 7 days, 0 hours. If this refreshes weekly and all of this changes, how much would you have to spend the next week?
Well, Rust does a very similar thing. They refresh their shop for skins every 7 days on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that for a very long time. And I mean, it is just a way to keep making money. And it just sort of seems to be a trend that's following more and more games. Seeing as Fortnite also did it, Call of Duty, I think, started doing it as well. Now Diablo's done it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's a trend that's going to go away anytime soon.
It doesn't know. I thought I'd just jump over to the next section of this, which is the battle passes and the pricing. So, to give you an understanding, all a battle pass does is gives you cosmetics. Now, you have 3 versions of the battle pass. It's only actually stating 2 here, but there are 3. This is since it's been open. So, oh no, it does actually, it states it here. The free battle pass, which is the first version, which is available to everyone, and you get 27 tiers of rewards. So that's the first one, which is fine. Then you got the premium pass, which is $10, which will give you 63 additional tiers, 2 full cosmetic armor sets for each class, weapon and armor cosmetics, and seasonal mount and mount armor. Then you got the accelerated pass, which is $25. All perks from the premium pass immediately unlocks the first 20 tiers, and you get the Wings of the Creator emote. That's for the first season. That to me just sounds mental. And by the way, this is doing the approximate because this actually is worked out with the premium currency. Again, the premium currency is how you pay for the battle pass. I'll see if I can actually quickly find the correct one. I think it's in Polygon that did it. Nope, it's not Polygon. Where was it? 3 days ago. That sounds reasonable. Here it is. 1,000 platinum or 2,800 platinum. It just sounds mental to me.
So you got the battle pass will be refreshing roughly every 3 months for a new battle pass for tiers to grind through. And you've got a cosmetic shop refreshing seemingly every 7 days, releasing another set of skins for you to pay money with.
Exactly.
And if it's like the rest of the games that have done the items in the shop for that week will either not be purchasable again, or you will not see them in the shop again for a very long time.
It just sounds
Because I'm
so.
sure they will have lots of skins that they'll be making so they can make more and more money off of it.
Oh, too true.
And no, no, I'm all for spending money on cosmetic items because, again, it's better than items that affect in-game and give you an advantage over other players. That's just not fair because you're having to pay real-world money. But I am all for cosmetic items because if you're a gamer and you enjoy gaming, you're gonna spend your money on games. And if there's something that you really like, it comes out like I do with Rust. You know, every now and then there is actually a skin I quite like, and when it comes out in Rust, it's usually very cheap. You know, you're paying between most of the skins I think are usually like £1 maybe £2.
Yeah.
But to be paying $6.39 straight up, just for a horse skin is absolutely absurd. Like the prices they're starting off with are wild to think about.
You want to know what that reminded me of? Honestly.
Yeah.
I actually just want to check this, but what was the price? $2.50. Even they were charging less. Wait, so why do you make this comparison? Diablo 4's armor cost 4 times the price of Oblivion's.
That's
Oh,
funny.
dear. That's fantastic.
That's a great find, that. Wow.
You know what, Sheriff Said? Fucking salutes to you, my friend. Fucking hell, hats off.
It's crazy, though. Like, releasing cosmetics is one thing. Like, let's be honest. Every game is doing it. Every game's gonna do it. It's not going to be a thing we'll see leave for a very long time, if ever. But to charge such ridiculous prices and so often as well is absolutely unbelievable.
I fully agree with you, mate. It's absolutely insane, to be honest with you. But to be fair, mate, as well, it's not even talking about the horse. The regular horse armor bundles are with
Scroll
platinum.
down. You're showing me gameplay.
Sorry.
How dare you?
800 platinum, which is $8. Oh wait, we can actually see the currency.
There you go.
$2, $5, $10, $25, $50, $100.
So it's essentially a cent for a coin for a platinum.
Yeah.
Until you get to spending up to $25 before you get quote unquote free platinum with your purchase.
Yeah. I can't believe though there's even a fucking option for $100.
That's crazy, man.
That shouldn't even be an option, because once again, you had all that fucking controversy with Fortnite and kids paying for skins and V-Bucks and shit on their parents' credit cards without the
It
parents
still
knowing.
happens. It's still a thing.
Exactly.
Like, nothing ever changed. Call of Duty took that to like the next level with the whole it was considered gambling fiasco.
Exactly.
When they had all the loot cases and stuff for weapons that actually were like OP in comparison to just the base game weapons.
You're spot on. It's fucking sad, man.
And now we are back to this again, where it's just absolutely absurd.
100%. I'd fully agree. So, seeing as we've covered a shitty topic there, I thought we'd wind down a bit by looking into something I found quite interesting. And I'd have to fully agree with what this guy said, because I came across this randomly, and you know what, I was happy I did. The guy posted, so do you think 8GB GPUs were the issue, or was it the game being unoptimized at launch? RTX 2060 Super in Forspoken at version 1.0, standard textures. Same GPU, version 1.20, with the same standard textures. The difference is night and bloody day.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, for a 2060 Super, which is still a very decent card.
Oh, yeah.
Still not great.
No.
But there is a huge difference there. Like, the fact that it's literally just all blur in version 1 is crazy.
It tells you really fucking clearly devs just are not caring. And it's sad. It really is sad. I mean, I agree with what this person's put here. Good lord, this is egregious. They really, really did not give the team enough time for launch, did they?
Nope.
It's just so fucking mental. But I saw this and I thought that is a really bloody good point, actually.
This was the start of the month. When did Forspoken come out?
Ooh, that's a good question. When did that release now?
Because he's uploaded this on June 1st, so I think it's been a good 3 months, I think.
That's what I'm looking for. I hate that I've still got it in my library. Oh, is it 60% positive now?
Oh, apparently it came out at the end of January.
Yeah.
So it's
24th of Jan.
months. It's been 5 months. I thought it was less than that. It took 5 months though, 5 extra months for them to get to this stage where it doesn't look like total shit. It still looks pretty bad, but
Oh
not total shit.
God, the the DLCs come out.
Oh no. I don't expect that in next week's topics, I guess.
I forgot about it. Okay, came out on the 26th of May.
How dare you, Roy? You've disappointed everyone.
Oh God, please tell me I don't own that. Thank fuck I don't. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 77% positive out of 27 reviews for Intanta We Trust. What is this horse crap?
27? I think they might have gotten rid of a lot of reviews.
£9.79. That's why. That makes sense. Okay. That's logical. Okay, I'm gonna avoid the spoken topics. If I keep talking about it, I will not stop.
We'll deal with that next week, man. We'll deal with that next week.
So, I've not listened to the clip. I refuse to listen to the clip. I just read the actual link.
Send me the link to it so I can listen to it. I'll tell you if it's that bad.
It's 8 seconds long. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. Ouch! What a cunt. I'm just gonna turn up my desktop audio a moment so people can actually hear that.
Bad for anyone that plays on PS4. I feel bad that like we're still on like PC gaming. Like respectfully killed COD.
COD killed COD.
Yeah, exactly.
The same shit, the same guns, the same gameplay, to the point where they actually have the same names now, and I don't know what Call of Duty is being talked about anymore.
I mean, this is basically what's been said here. Crossplay with PC kill COD for console, more like. If you're decent at the game, you'll come across people that have literal wall hacks and sometimes even an aimbot. But aim assist is aimbot. Yeah, come back when you've tried playing on sticks without it. And someone actually commented, very correctly, bro, console players literally use Zims and Zens. Which, if I remember correctly, are literally just the type of hacks. Oh, here we are. Don't speak for the majority gang. Plus, PC players have way more hacks accessible than console players. So, what you're saying is...
PC cheats get identified a lot easier, though. Hence, console hacking has been a thing since the dawn of time.
Yeah, basically, it's just... people are kind of slightly refusing to admit that, especially considering, if I remember correctly, Zims are basically just triggers that effectively help them just click the triggering quicker. Shit like that. Assist them with getting kills a bit quicker, shit like that. It's supposed to be quite helpful for them, but I don't know the details.
Leave yourself a note for that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. Actually, what's the time currently? 53:35.
Just check the whole clip when you do it.
Yeah, going to. I'll also cut this little bit out. Starting back up now. But yeah, it's kind of wank overall. It's just sad that all this has actually gone on as long as it has, and that people are refusing to really look into this properly. But here we are, the internet. Now I have a topic that's going to be a bit interesting.
Yeah, you briefly mentioned this to me, and it's made me quite intrigued, because I actually remember mentioning to you before as well that something to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the past, I'd say 4 years or so, have started using CurseForge because that's the new major Minecraft FTB launcher sort of thing. Now, it came out the other day that something had gone off with CurseForge and that there was malicious data uploaded, and I was quite baffled, I've got to admit. And then CurseForge came out with an update regarding it, and I started to look into this. So I took some clips, some basic information from it, and I thought I'd just go over that with us now. So, what's apparently happened is basically they're looking into an incident where a malicious user uploaded projects to the platform. This is relevant only to Minecraft users, and we have banned all accounts involved. CurseForge itself is not compromised in any way. Please follow the thread below for more information. To further elaborate, a malicious user has created several accounts and uploaded projects containing malware to the platform. Separately, a user belonging to Lunar Pixel Studios, LPS, was hacked and used to upload similar malware. We have banned all accounts relevant to this and disabled the LPS one as well. We are in direct contact with the LPS team to help them restore their access. We are in the process of going through all relevant projects and files to guarantee your safety as well as deploying more security measures against such actions in the platform. We are of course holding the approval process of all new files until this is resolved. Deleting your CurseForge client isn't a recommended solution, as it will not resolve the issue and will prevent us from deploying a fix. We are working on a tool to help you to make sure you weren't exposed to any of this. Our team has made a detector tool that will help you detect the relevant malware. This tool relied on the amazing work of the author community who has investigated these malicious files. Read more and get the tool here. Now, I know that's a lot to go through, but a lot of people believe that CurseForge already did manual reviews, so they shouldn't have got through. What I need to state quite inquisitively is, this sounds like it was a new malware, considering it had to be created by a team to be able to be checked. And if it's been a manual review, human error is always accountable. Most PC errors or console errors or whatever else are created by human error. It's bound to happen. And this part I actually quite like. The fact that the community has come together to help create a tool to track all this and get it all sorted for people, in my opinion, is absolutely phenomenal.
Well, let's be honest, what did you expect from the Minecraft community?
Yeah, true. Their modding
It's
community is like nothing else.
probably the strongest and biggest community that has ever existed, man.
Oh yeah.
It's went on for the longest time that any other community probably has. And the amount that goes on inside of it is absolutely absurd. And there's constantly new things. Don't know how there's still more new stuff, but somehow they're figuring it out. And there's just constantly more new things. And it's just unreal what they pull off. And it's absolutely unbelievable. And they
Really
put some
is.
work and effort in.
The shit they do is insane. I remember when Flan's gun mod first came out and they added planes and shit, and you were like, what the fuck is that doing in Minecraft? And then a couple of years later, Hacksit and stuff like that, and Tinker's Construct coming, and you're like, actual animations, what the hell's going on here? And nowadays, you've got shit like immersive engineering, where you can do multi-block items and shit like that. It's crazy. The development that comes along with Minecraft mods, absolutely insane. So, there is a bit more information about the issue here. Following the ongoing situation, we would like to provide you with answers and information about the current status of things, as well as the next steps we are taking to ensure the safety of our community. So, there's a bit here. So, we'll go through the action we've taken and the question and answers. We'll skip the TLDR. Action that we've taken. We have blocked all initial reported projects and banned the malicious authors. We have deployed a detection tool used to detect malicious files with an attached article explaining the necessary actions. We have gone through a thorough process of scanning all the files on the CurseForge platform and have removed the affected ones. we have added a second tool that will scan the rest of your jar files for any remains of malicious code that can put you at risk. Now, pulling that off, considering the original article was released on the 7th, the original post, this came out on the 8th. They did all that in 24 hours. And considering how large the Minecraft mod base is, that must have taken their piss to do. Questions and answers. Have accounts on CurseForge been compromised? No. Malicious accounts were created and have uploaded infected projects. Those were removed and the accounts banned. How many users have been affected? We now know infected files have been downloaded approximately 6,000 times, non-unique. For the entire infection period, just to give perspective, this accounts to about 0.015% of CurseForge's daily downloads for Minecraft. That just tells you a lot about Minecraft's modding community right there.
That is that small a digit.
Oh, that is insane.
That's daily downloads, Rory.
Yeah.
Daily.
That is
What are people doing? What are they doing on Minecraft?
I don't know. We have taken this very seriously and have deployed solutions to help affected users and safeguard the problem as a whole. When did this start? According to our findings, this issue started a few weeks ago, but the impact was only shown in the last 24 hours, and you nailed it in 24 hours. Fair play. What are you doing to prevent this happening in future? We have blocked the breach used by the malware and have added additional scanning protocols to our moderation process. Always useful, always good to know. Can I play modded Minecraft? If you have not downloaded any of the listed projects in the article attached below, you are safe to play. If you still want to check your files or are using mods outside the platform, please make sure to follow and complete the steps below before you play with mods. What should I do now? Use the fire detection methods to make sure that you have no active malicious files on your computer, you have no infected jar files which are still dormant on your computer. In my opinion, the fucking turnaround on that is insane. 24 hours, problem solved. Here you go, this is what we've done, this is what we're doing.
Can we get the dedication of these guys put into the AAA games being made?
I know, right?
Like, holy...
Fucking hell.
That's impressive work right there.
It bloody is. Says a lot about modders, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So, moving on.
Can't stop you, sir.
Go for it. I will be back in a moment. And we're back.
Hello.
So, the final issue we have to cover is Twitch fucking themselves over for the 482nd time. It happens so often at this point. So, Twitch has created a new branded content guideline. This guideline was basically on-stream logos are limited to 3% of the screen size. Burned-in video ads are not allowed. Burned-in display ads are not allowed. And burned-in audio ads are not allowed. So, to show you what this actually is doing, is this. This is what can happen. This is what can't happen. Neither of these can happen. And then we get to move down. This is what is allowed. Channel page panel ads. Products in background of your streams. Links in chat. Discussing unboxing products. And playing sponsored games. So as you can see, this is fine. But the rest of it isn't. So, also here's a list of things you can't do for branded content. All of it can be found here. There's a lot of information there, but we have a few bits more to go through. So I'll move to this. Twitch has attempted to take 30% of streamers' tipped income, bits. Twitch announces regionalizes subs, reducing subs across income across the board. Twitch any day now implements the an end to the 70-30 sub split. Now Twitch is positioning itself between streamers and their sponsors. There is no question that Twitch is and has been moving away from any kind of creator-first approach it has had in its past. Their company is out for one thing: its platform. Creators are a byproduct of their platform. Business is their main and becoming only concern.
This is answering a lot of questions for me.
Really?
I was watching my usual favorite streamer, Posty.
Yeah.
Every time I was like watching what the chat was saying, they were talking about him switching over to a new website called Kick.
Yeah.
As in like kick a ball, Kick.
Yeah.
Not the kick you might be thinking about, dear God.
Oh no.
And I was so confused as to what was going on and why this is happening, and everyone's talking about this, but seeing this post here is explaining a lot for me.
Yeah. Is this a big anti-Twitch thread? Nope. It's just the reality of the situation. Use this information to make your decisions and empower yourself to get yourself whatever you want and need out of your time and effort. The best we can do is be open and honest with the situation. Also, to be clear about number 2 up top, regional pricing is a great thing overall. Twitch passing their mistake to not do it from the beginning directly to the creators meant a raw double-digit pay cut. The issue wasn't regional pricing, it was how Twitch handled the implementation. Now, as you can see, I've still got one tab open. From the big men themselves. Yesterday we released new branded content guidelines that impacted your ability to work with your sponsor to increase your income from streaming. These guidelines are bad for you and bad for Twitch, and we are removing them immediately. Yeah, it lasted that long. Sponsorships are critical to streamers' growth and ability to earn income. We will not prevent you from your ability to enter into direct relations with sponsors. You will continue to own and control your sponsorship business. We want to work with our community to create the best experience on Twitch, and to do that, we need to be clear about what we're doing and why we're doing it. We appreciate your feedback and help in making this change. You can read about our branded content policy here. And I love how the only comment I see is Elon Musk just typing lol. And then kick.com. Well, you were just telling me about laughing.
Yep.
The old pee on the leg trick. Isn't it a bit unprofessional to be commenting on our competitors' tweets like this? No! You ever seen Opera GX on fucking Twitter? They're unhinged, man. Like, honestly, those guys, that guy's mental.
The last tweet I saw from Opera GX was a fucking meme, dude.
This is Opera GX's main page. Genuinely. I just... Oh, that person got suspended. 40-year-old me. Okay.
Plan.
Minecraft devs proud to announce the biggest update yet, and then it's just this. Exactly, though. The guy is just... I don't even know, okay? He's a bit crazy. And honestly, like...
That's the one I saw. This is what I saw.
My boss told me to go to hell, but the map he gave me is so confusing. It was a termination letter. In the comments, I need to see if I can find this, because this was absolutely hilarious. You're holding it the wrong way. I don't know, man. Shit's whack. Don't send me to Reddit. HR really annoying with all these papers. The rainforest is shrinking solely due to all the legal paperwork this company has to fill out to keep me out of jail. Which is very true.
What is this guy? Does he just go to work for 8 hours, sit in an office, and reply to this? He's replied
Pretty
to
much.
everything.
Pretty much.
Holy. Wow.
Dude, please stop this. This is the third time you're giving me a heart attack. That's what my great grandfather said too, and now he's I don't even get it, man. Well, where's the tweet I saw? Has it been deleted? I think it might have been deleted. As I said, there is some weird fucking replies to this guy, and he's even weirder, in my opinion. But he basically responded to one person and said, they went to him, how do you keep getting fired, but you never get rehired? He went, simple, I have numerous fake IDs. It's like, what? What are you on about? But yeah, this greatest bloody ID, no, not ID, the greatest community bloody manager I've seen. Apart from ours. Ours is better, obviously. No way these two were announced in the same decade. I don't get it, man. But yeah.
This guy is living the dream right here.
Oh, he is. How do you get paid for this? Just got my bonus for being such a good admin. $35. Doesn't even exist, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what this guy is like. It's mad. It's funny, but it's crazy. So yeah, Twitch really need to get the finger out. Be more like Opera GX, that'll get you through. And
I can see them losing a lot of content creators very soon.
If it keeps on how it is, yeah, 100%. But it's been doing shit like this for years and got away with it non-stop. Which baffles me how an entire community is letting it get away with it so easily, but here we are.
Yeah.
Anyways, Will, before we finish, do you have anything you'd like to discuss?
No, I don't think I've got much.
Why don't you tell me that you had a game that you wanted to recommend?
Oh yeah, the latest free game. It's not free on Epic Games anymore. It stopped on the 8th there, but it was free between, I believe, the 1st and the 8th. Called Midnight Ghost Hunt. It's actually quite an interesting little game. It's 4v4 base game. One team is hunters, one team is ghosts. As the ghosts, you're obviously trying to hide, but you can still kill the hunters before the end of the round. It's not like it's like a sort of prop hunt style game, but it's not your typical one where the hunters take damage for attacking the incorrect props. But as a hunter, you have tools to find the ghosts. You got 5 minutes to find and kill the ghosts. And when the time strikes midnight, so every match starts at 5 minutes to midnight, and when it hits midnight, the ghosts turn red and are stronger, and it's their job to try and kill the hunters then. It's quite an interesting premise. It's quite enjoyable as well. Me and a few friends were playing it and having a good laugh.
That does sound it.
But it's good if you have a few friends and you want to jump into some 4v4 rounds of just something that's a lot more chill than your typical sort of team versus team games.
You see, that's where I fucked up.
What?
Friends.
Yeah, I know you're feeling, don't worry.
I mean, hey, I never even knew this game was on free on Epic Games. Certain someone didn't fucking tell me.
For sure, I told you before it wasn't free, so...
That just sounds like a backwards comparison, but okay. But no, the game at the moment, if I remember right, that's on sale, is Payday 2 on free on Epic. And then it's going to be Guacamelee 1 and 2. Actually, it could be Guacamelee now, I'm not sure. But Yeah. Basically, it's either Payday 2 if you want that game, which it's phenomenal, so I don't see why anyone wouldn't, or Guacamelee, which is not bad, not dreadful, from what I've heard. So
Still remember a very long time ago when you told me just to get Payday 2 into my library because they were giving away a ton of free games for it.
I do that with a lot of people, to be honest.
That was a very long time ago, though.
It was. Do you have any regrets about that, though?
No, I put a decent bit of time into it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the third one coming this year. That I'm excited for. But yeah, if there's nothing else, then we'll end this episode here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching this episode, and we hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, whatever the options are. If you want to hear more or want to listen to the podcast variant, or you are listening to the podcast variant, please follow on any of the many bloody sites we're on: Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, just web. There's so many at this point, it's actually kind of mental.
Too many, my friend. And as
Way
always,
too
you
many.
guys can also feel free to leave comments on whatever platform you're viewing on. That includes the TikToks. I know Rory likes to respond quite often. I'm not on TikTok all that much. Every now and again. But
Yeah, I respond what I see.
yeah, I know he'll see them if you guys recommend anything. So feel free to give us any sort of things you want us to look over or talk about. We'll be more than happy to
Even
discuss.
feedback. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.
Bye, guys.